I was really worried about my child, my child's screen time. I have a 10-year-old boy, and I could see anyway during lockdowns there was screen time due to the remote online classes, which is, let's say, unavoidable, which is fine. But on games such as Fortnite, etc., and YouTube and so many other things, I could just see him getting almost into an addiction. And that I was really concerned about, both me and my wife. And we've been hearing the ill effects of such things, and we were trying to address it in our own way, or trying to fix it in our own way. But it was not really, we were not clear whether it was working. It was leading to discomfort and tension. Nobody was, it was leading to often to frustrating situations, let's say, both for my son and us as parents. So that was let's say one specific issue which I was facing at that point. But in general, the it was sort of impacting, or potentially the fear was that it could potentially impact the whole happiness and health of the child. So that is where I was before finding Parwarish. Even though I was sort of facing this problem, I did not have the concept of parenting really as something I should look for. So it was not that I was searching for parenting programs, because our default template, I think, is as a category. At least I was not even aware of this as a category of something one could look at. For anything to do with children, the default is to look for something for children. Look for a tuition, look for something creative, or you can maybe look for books, or but those are the types of things you would look at. And same as me. So Sushant's message on LinkedIn is what I got. And that was just a total sort of coincidence that it came somewhere during this period, and that is how I got to know about Parwarish. And I was very happily. I'm so glad that happened, because otherwise I probably would never have looked for something like this. But that was exactly, once it came there, it exactly sort of fit in terms of what I was looking for. By default, otherwise, what I was getting was, piecemeal solutions. And they were like, maybe I got a class on, let's say, drawing, or a book on something, or, something to do with studies, a tuition or something, or content related to that, or tool. But what I was really looking for was a parenting program. Now I can say that. It took me very little time to figure out from that message. It was not a I was immediately attracted towards it, that this is something which absolutely makes sense. And of course, from there, I went to the website, and then I started discovering more and more. I got to the videos and learned about the book. So I just started engaging from there, and it was immediately clear that this is what it was so different and unique. And it was, to me, it was immediately evident that this is sort of the right thing for what I was looking for. Just that being there. So if I compare it with parents looking to do something good for their children, right? And now after the program, I sort of have vocabulary. All of us want similar things. We want happiness for our children. We want health for our children. We want them to be successful, good human beings, good values. So I think it's sort of fundamentally the same things most parents are looking for. If I sort of look at it in terms of what can help, what are the programs which can help the children and the parents achieve those goals. The great thing was I would say the depth and breadth. So I did this 17 sessions program, and these sessions are typically twice in a week, and for 2 to 3 hours each, and they are structured in a group. Our group, for example, also had 3 to 4 other parents or families. So this format, I don't think I've done anything so comprehensive. This amount of time over this period of few months, and also with people whom you don't know initially, but who are sort of part of the same journey, right? So I have not been in that kind of, I have not experienced it like that in any program. So and each of these elements that I touched upon, I think now in retrospect, I see were really important. Initially, I was a little, I won't say skeptical, but I was hesitant. I was hesitating because it's a lot of commitment of time and over a long period of time. So the hesitation was also in terms of, would I be able to meet my timelines? And once or twice it was difficult. But once I got into it, and now I'm saying the opposite, right? It was good that it was structured like that, and I'm glad that I could go through it because it's really about some deeper things which you get to learn about yourself, about the relationship with your children, and overall. And it's not really about learning those, just kind of understanding those concepts, let's say. It's really about applying those. There would be several, but since I was speaking about this excessive screen time as the problem, as one of the, let's say, relatively harder problems that I was dealing with, there was this structured approach to talking about the problem. And for example, it's not just my son's problem, it's also my problem, I realized, excessive screen time. And so therefore it was about talking about this problem as our problem, not my son's problem. This focus on feelings. So I was quite, let's say, my only feeling or reaction to whenever I would see Kabir playing a video game on his laptop, would be discomfort, right? And that this is something which should not be happening, and it is happening, even if it was for a small moment. The moment it begins, I'll be like in that mode. It was so wonderful to also kind of learn from the experiences and insights of other people who were going through the same journey. I'm talking about the parents. So all of these things, I don't think anything else could have had such a significant impact. Or in fact, even before that, one of the first things we did was really define goals for our children. What is the intention? Like questions like why is excessive screen time a problem? Really, is it a problem? Is it not? Why is it fundamentally? So through those kind of things, I would say it was not just about the solution to the problem, but the right articulation of the problem itself, defining clearly the goals with our children itself, because it looks sort of simple. I mean, this should be very evident that all that they're doing is for their welfare and etc. But if one spends a little more time and thinks a little more deeply, as we were made to do initially itself in the program, and then starts linking our actions from that, that moment, if we can say, when that deeper understanding of what our goals are and how our actions link to those, that was a very interesting, insightful. I could see the program working from the beginning itself, like from maybe the first session itself. And I think one of the first things we spoke about was a focus on feelings, which is like a fundamental shift. And but you have to gradually and slowly understand it. First of all, it's not necessarily or almost never a problem with the child. It could be a problem with the relationship or with the environment or with so many other things. It's a combination. And secondly, the right fixing it is probably not even the right approach, but making children responsible on their own, because we are not going to be there forever. So if we can do things in a manner that children themselves are taking care of, making the right decisions, going in the right direction, then not just the screen problem, all other problems would be resolved. What sort of happened fairly quickly was that I was in a much more, let's say, peaceful and enjoyable state in terms of dealing with the problem, let's say, or and I think my son as well. So all of us were in a more harmonious state. I think I feel very satisfied and confident that we are in the right direction, and thanks to the program. This program has certainly helped in saving time, effort, and money. So it's like for any goal, and here we are talking of a very important and very big goal of, let's say, happiness and health for our children and solving problems like screen time or other things. So in a way, that's invaluable, right? So one can't expect silver bullets. You do something quick and it'll be solved for life. But what I realize is, unfortunately, your whole life, every day, every week, every month, these are the goals you are pursuing, and you are spending, you as parents, I as a parent, and I'm sure everyone. The great thing about Parwarish program is not just that it actually, I think in a very significant and fundamental way impacts the outcomes so towards these goals. So that's, let's say, solving the problem, but you end up doing it in a manner, much more efficient manner. So you end up, I think, achieving those goals or moving faster towards those goals at much lesser effort, relatively speaking, and therefore, and you save. I think I would have saved so much money also in terms of whatever books, other programs, tuitions, so many other things, and then if the problem was not solved on that itself. So, and if you do it sort of early enough, then it applies for the whole life, right? So it just gets multiplied for all the future years. Before this, obviously, I was trying to do various things to solve these problems or move towards these various goals. They were probably taking more time, money, and also there were several aspects of the process which was not fun. I mean, it was creating discord and more irritation, let's say. Now I'm probably spending less time, or going to spend much less time, and whatever that time is, it's much more enjoyable and harmonious, both for the child and for me.